Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Breakfast and Business. Hope you're having an absolutely incredible week. As you come in, please do let us know whether you're live or on the replay, where you're tuning in from. And if you're in one of the Facebook groups watching, please drop your name as well, because sometimes it doesn't show up. And I want to know who we're connecting with. I want to say hi. I want to get to know you. I want to help you even more. So please do get actively involved. Breakfast and Business, if you're brand new to it, I'll give you a quick rundown of how it works, what it's all about. Breakfast and Business is a broadcast that we do 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. UK time. An opportunity for you to come in, join us live or catch the replay. But it's sharing an idea that maybe you already know but haven't put into practice, and it's pushing you in the right direction to take more action. Maybe it's something that you don't know and it's a brand new idea or a concept that you can start to implement in your business to move your business forward. So really important that we share those ideas, that we pass them on, not just keep them to ourselves. So during Breakfast and Business, we want you to do a couple of very important things. If you get value from Breakfast and Business, the first thing is let me know that you're getting value. And there's a couple of quick ways to do that. The first one is use the tools within the platform. So Instagram and Periscope, you guys have got hearts. Facebook, you've got reactions. YouTube, you've got the thumbs up. So use the tools within the platform. Or one thing that works across all the different platforms is red, yellow, or orange emojis. Drop them down in the comments. They're super visual on screen. I can see that you're following along, that you're getting value, that you're enjoying it, that you're appreciating the information that we're sharing with you, that it makes sense to you. I want to know that you're following along and it's making sense. It's active participation. The other thing you can do to actively participate is encourage other people to join us for Breakfast and Business. We do this for free 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. It's about half an hour at a time. Every week there's this overarching topic, which this week is about raising your visibility, increasing your reach online for your business or brand. And then every single day we break it down into individual parts. So a part that sits under that every single day, and we deep dive that topic for about 30 minutes, and then we move on. And they're quite often compound cumulative effects. So if you applied everything throughout the week, they build upon each other. They might seem really small in their individual elements, but we want to get that compound effect so that the sum of all the parts is much bigger than doing each individual thing. So this week we're talking about increasing your reach, raising your visibility. And we already this week we've covered showing up, the importance of being here, the importance of turning up on digital media and doing things the right way. You've got to show up in different places. You've got to show up consistently. You've got to provide value. If you don't do that, then you're just going to be adding to the white noise. Tuesday, we covered Facebook groups and the massive power that sits inside those communities, those groups. Facebook has so much to offer, and Facebook groups is their community focused aspect. So really important that they've got you've got your head around how to use Facebook groups. There's so much power, whether you run them yourself or whether you're in other people's groups. There's so much power that you can use there to find new clients, to add value, to build connections. Wednesday we covered events. How do you use events, even in this time where events are somewhat different to how we're used to having events? How do we use events to grow our business or brand? How do we connect with speakers and other attendees? How do we make the most of attending or hosting an event? That was important on Wednesday. Thursday, all about commenting. So they all sound super simple because they are. It's about reminding you, it's about making you take those positive steps and interacting with the idea, taking it forward in your business and utilizing it. So commenting on Thursday, which is really super simple. It is about how you show up online, where you comment, what you do, how you're talking to people. But go back, watch any of these broadcasts on the replay. They're always good as a reminder. Instagram, you guys have got to watch it on IGTV. But you guys, generally on most of the platforms like Facebook and YouTube, you can find them in the same place. You can just find them through the page you're on in the videos section. So today we're going to be talking all about using the new features. Tomorrow, my absolute favorite, Saturday. Please, if you've had any value this week, please tune in for Saturday, because Saturday is all about celebrating friends and how growing your visibility and reach by talking about other people, by celebrating the wins that the people in your network, your family, your community have had, how that's going to positively impact the world around you, how that's going to help you to reach more people. I'm going to show you all of that tomorrow, but today is all about using new features. So just before we launch into it, a quick reminder, if you're in a group, please give us your name. I can see someone telling me they shared, but it's not showing me a name, and I want to get to know all of you. I want to connect with you, so please also connect with me as ImTristanG across the various different platforms so that we can carry on the conversation far beyond breakfast and business. I want to get to know you, I want to help you, I want to support you, and I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions and interact far beyond the scope of the 30 minutes we spend together every morning. So amazing to have you guys in here. Chris Freeman is the one who's in and shared it. So fantastic, Chris. Thanks for jumping in and doing the shares as well. Remember, don't keep this to yourself. Hit the share button, whether that's onto your profile, in a message to someone, on your page, in a group, in a community you're a part of. Doesn't matter how you do it, but hit share or tag some friends. There's 2 event pages, one on Facebook and one on LinkedIn, where yesterday my call to action was please go and invite 3 people to that event. If you get value, if you appreciate what we do here, all we're doing is to help pass it on to more people. We do it completely for free. We're never trying to sell you anything. It's just sharing great business ideas with you every single day. Good morning, Mum. See, Mum's in demonstrating the red, yellow and orange emojis over here on Facebook. You can do these across all the platforms if you appreciate it, if you're following along, if it makes sense, drop some emojis. It's nice and visual in there. Rachel tuning in from Australia. Amazing to have you in as well. See Tracy coming in on the broadcast. See, my mum has also shared as well. Fantastic. Thank you so much for all the interaction and engagement. Now I'm gonna have a quick sip of my tea and then we're going to launch into this morning's topic, which is all about new features. Whilst I do that, let me know how your week's been on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being oh my goodness, can't wait for the week to be over, glad it's a Friday, and 10 being it's absolutely incredible, I wish this week was my whole year. So let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how good has your week been? I'm gonna have a sip of tea and then we're going to launch into today's topic, which is all about the using new features to increase your visibility and your reach. Ian Hollingsworth, a 4. We definitely need to talk and raise that number up for sure. I will give you a call after this broadcast so that we can see whether we can bump that number up. Rachel Weimark coming in on a 9 plus, not quite a 10, but right up there. I know that you've had quite a bit to celebrate this week, Rachel. Amazing, amazing work. Congratulations. Keep up the good work. Great to have you there. Having a coffee on the go. I'm actually on chai tea today, so you might have noticed that I've moved from coffee over to tea more recently. But yes, hot drinks on the go, middle of the broadcast, give you guys an opportunity to get actively involved, whichever platform you're on. So today we're going to talk all about new features. Now, obviously, some platforms are much more obvious with their rollouts of new features than others. For example, you might have heard about Instagram Reels. Yes, you guys on Instagram, I'm looking at you. If you haven't, then where have you been hiding? It's a new feature that they've rolled out that is alongside. So you've got live, you've got stories, you've got your posting, you've now got Reels, which is an opportunity to piece together bits of content within a new section of the platform. Now, what's the relevance of new features within the platform? Well, there's an exact reason that we created our free social media training for business global group. It was to keep people up to date with what the changes are that are happening within social and how they impact you and what you should do to leverage them. So if you want to join that, it's nomad9.com/free social help. That's a completely free Facebook group where we keep you up to date with what's changing, specifically within opportunities when new features come out and you might want to use them, and here's why you would want to use them. So quickly again, it's nomad9.com/free social help, and that'll drive you straight to the Facebook group. It's completely free, we never sell there, and it's an opportunity for you to get involved with hundreds of other business owners moving their business forward in a regular, consistent basis, very much like what we do with Breakfast and Business, but covering all of the changing topics within the digital landscape. So looking at the new features, things like Reels, the reason that you need to start embracing it, a lot of people are scared when it's new. I'll just sit back, I'll just watch, I'll just consume, I'll see how other people are using it, and then I'm going to dive into it later. Now, let me break that thought process for you, because if you sit back and you wait, you're going to miss the first wave and the massive additional interaction and engagement that you will get. Now, here's how most platforms work. There's not an exact science to this, but as a general rule, any new feature that a platform rolls out is designed for higher levels of engagement. They're going to preference anything that they roll out first above everything else. Remember when Facebook Live was brand new, the reach was phenomenal. Now it's still great, it's still an amazing tool, but when it came out, if you were brave enough to be on live when other people were holding back and waiting to see what happened, it gave you a much higher reach. Same thing with other things, like when Twitter bought Periscope and live streaming became a thing for Twitter. Obviously that was preferenced and the numbers were absolutely astronomical for some people who were diving in nice and early. The same is going to apply on Instagram Reels. So we're talking about that being a brand new feature within Instagram. If you're not in there and you're not using it, then you're missing out on that increased visibility. Joshua, good to see you. Josh, good to see you. Nice to see you in on the broadcast. Fantastic tuning in from the other side of the world. So good to have so many amazing people here this morning. So when new features roll out, don't be scared of them. Don't worry about getting it wrong. When a new feature comes out, let's try that again. When new features come out, the reality is other people don't know how to use them either. And some people are not going to get it right the first time because they're the first people to use it. They're the early adopters. You can either sit back and wait for those people to perfect it and work out how to do it and then copy what they've done, or you can get involved early and not let pride get in your way, where you might stumble, you might fall over a little bit, there might be a couple of things that are imperfect, but that action, that imperfect action of getting involved, of using that feature, of pushing forwards and testing and trying things, will show other people how brave you are, how open you are to change and adapting, and that will build trust with them. It will also, as the platforms suggest, by using new features, you will get more reach and more visibility. They always preference a new feature because they want to push it out, roll it out, and see whether it gets traction. Quite often, Facebook rollout features, battle test them in the live environment. They're putting stuff out which, yes, okay, it might break other things within the platform, but it's going to get that product or service moving. It's what we refer to as a minimum viable product. They create something, they put it out in the market, and they allow the marketplace to test it. So real users, real individuals. If you heard me talk about markets before, a couple of weeks ago when we were talking all about the market is a group of individuals. So every person who uses it will be finding new things, trying to use it in new ways, and that's how they build the best products, the best innovations within the digital platforms. So let me know, are you someone who's likely to jump on a new feature, a new innovation within a platform? Or are you someone who's a little bit more cautious? So I want to hear from you, either action taker or cautious, down in the comments. No matter what platform you're on, action taker or cautious, which side of the fence do you sit? When a new feature comes out, do you want to deep dive in it? Do you want to try it, test it, be the first to know and the first to talk about it, in which case you're an action taker? Or are you more cautious and you sit back and you like to watch and wait whilst other people work it out, and then you can get it right from the first? So that would be more cautious. So let me know, action taker or cautious. Stick it in big bold type down below so I can see it really quite clearly down below. For me, I kind of sit somewhere in between, because sometimes I jump in and I want to get it done. I know the impact and the power that it can have using those new features and functionality. However, there's sometimes it's not necessarily so much about being cautious. Sometimes it's just bad timing with how busy we are with the things that we're already doing. So which side do you sit? Action taker or cautious? Comment below and let's get this conversation flowing around how actively you're using new features. Rachel Weimark is an action taker, but cautiously. Again, nobody wants to feel silly. Nobody wants to make a mistake. But here's the truth of the matter. With any new feature, any new functionality within a platform, the platform want you to use it. They want you to start embracing it and start using those tools that they're giving you. When you do that, they reward you by increasing the reach and visibility of your business or brand that is using and utilizing the tools that they put out there. You become a guinea pig, a test subject for that product or service, and they get to get the feedback, the interactions, and they get to see how well that part of the platform is working when they roll it out. So they reward you for early imperfect action by giving you increased reach and visibility. All you need to do is embrace those new features and functionality within the platform of your choice. So right now, Instagram Reels, if you're on Instagram and you're not using it, why not go and have a look? If you're not sure how to use it, massive shout out to my friend Sarah Moore. She's done an amazing tutorial. You can go to YouTube and watch her tutorial on how to use Instagram Reels. She's gone into it in depth. She's talked about why it's important. She actually reiterates the importance of new features and functionality in that video. So if you want to see it, it's 11 Lights Media on YouTube. Go watch that video. She does an incredible job of breaking stuff down. She specializes in the world of video, and obviously Reels and Instagram is a video-based platform and functionality. So she knows what she's talking about. She's in there, she's embracing it. She talks openly and candidly about the level of increase of what she's seen within her platform. So if you want to see it, it's 11 Lights Media on YouTube, and just search on that, go through their platform and have a look through 11 Lights Media. So it's the words 11 Lights Media on YouTube. And then she's done one about how to use Instagram Reels, an amazing video, very thorough, and she's open and candid about the numbers and the increase that it's created for her. Yes, Rachel, it's Sarah Moore spelled exactly like that, but it's 11 Lights Media. I don't know if anyone can grab the link and drop it in below for the video. If not, I'll do it afterwards. But the reason that I'm sharing that is because she's gone into it, she's taken imperfect action on it, she's been playing with it, learning, and then she's passing it on to other people. The same as we encourage you to do here from Breakfast and Business is get involved with the new technologies, get involved with the new features and functionality on the platforms, and then go out there and pass it on to other people. Now, some people want to do it to get the competitive advantage and they don't want to share it with other people. But I can tell you something, the same as we say here at Breakfast and Business, when you learn something, each one, teach one. When you learn it, pass it on to someone else. Not only is it doing good in the world by helping other people, it is also making sure that you understand and can articulate how to do what you're doing. When you can do that, you know that you really understand it. If you know that you're passing it on and people might ask questions, you know the level of knowledge and understanding you have of that subject area. So make sure that you pass it on to other people. Same as here, invite 3 people to the event, tag someone in the comments or hit the share button, pass this on to someone else. Don't just keep it to yourself. Super important that you guys understand this and you make the most of your learning. Now, I've been talking quite a lot. I'm going to have another sip of my tea, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into why these features and functionality are so important and why you need to take imperfect action on a regular basis across all the socials where you spend time. So as I've already said and alluded to, all of the platforms preference new features and functionality. So if they roll out live video, get involved, embrace it, get on, and don't worry that it's not necessarily going to be perfect. It's about getting actively involved, showing up. Like we said right at the beginning of the week, you have to show up. When the platform gives you new tools and a new way to show up, of course you're not going to get it perfect the first time. Nobody is, because nobody knows how to use it because it's new. You have to learn how to do it, right? So think about things like when skateboards first came out, all the tricks and amazing shows that we can watch people doing now nobody was doing those because they had never picked up a skateboard before. Think about BMXs and the incredible tricks that people do on a BMX when they first launched that. Now, of course, bikes have been around and people have been doing stuff with bikes. But when BMX launched, like, you would never have seen the incredible, outstanding displays and shows that they did when things like that launched. The same is true of your digital platforms. I always try to give real life examples away from digital, physical, tangible things that you can understand. A lot of it tends to lean towards hospitality, but it's because most people can relate to it. Here's the thing, things within digital change all the time. You're going to be changing on a regular, consistent basis, and you need to change alongside them. If you stay still, then I'm going to remind you of what I say all the time about how there's a phrase that people unfortunately think is true but isn't. If you always do what you've always done, you won't always get what you always got. You will get left behind because other people will be using those new features, those new functionalities, and they will gain that extra reach, that extra visibility, and their business will grow faster than yours because they took imperfect action. The point being, it's going to be imperfect when you start out, but you can only get better by taking imperfect action. You have to start, otherwise you can't move forwards. You can never progress without taking the first step, and the first step is never going to be perfect. Now, most people strive for perfection or as close to it as they can get in their business and their digital marketing, but let me remind you in a very clear way back to a very real life example that you never started your journey of walking by running. You never just ran across the room. You stumbled, you took the first step, you stumbled a bit, you balanced out, and you carried on trying. And that's the importance with all these new features and functionalities. It's exactly the same as that. You have to try, you have to start, and you have to improve along the way. Absolutely love this from Josh. Progress is greater than perfection. We always talk about the curse of perfection leading to procrastination. So people who strive for perfection tend to take less action. The people who take more action tend to get better results, even if the action they're taking is imperfect, as I've suggested. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time, about loving the process, being involved in taking those steps, and the people who take action getting better results than those people who try to get it perfect the first time. If you had to put it in an obvious numeric standpoint, if you had to get your business from 0 to 100, you're better to take incremental 1-point steps to get there because you know you're moving in the right direction than to sit back and plan and hope to get 100 on your first attempt. The most perfect, imperfect action, taking action, is what makes it perfect. The fact that you get involved, that you learn along the way. Exactly what Josh was saying there about progress being greater than perfection. You have to take steps in order to build it. I'm going to use an analogy that Will Smith uses when he talks about the progress and moving forwards and how to be consistently growing and innovating yourself and your business. If you went out to build a wall, a lot of people might plan the wall and know what they want it to look like and be planning and looking at the big picture of the wall. But the reality is a wall will only be as good as it can be if you lay every individual brick as perfectly as that brick can be laid. And that's it. It's individual things that cumulatively and compoundly grow towards the outcome that you're desiring. So understand that everything is cumulative and compound. You take small steps along the way to get a big result. A lot of people look at overnight success, and it isn't. There's lots of work that's gone in behind the scenes, and the amount of things that people have done to get there are how they've grown to that level. Gary Vaynerchuk with his Wine Library TV, the amount of time, effort, and energy he put into that before it ever got attention. So if you look at his videos today and think, I want video like that, the answer is brilliant. Put in 16, 17 years and then build it up. But if you want to fast track that, learn from those people who've gone before you. So today it is all about embracing those new features, taking imperfect action on those platforms and embracing it. If you're not embracing the tools, you're giving yourself a disadvantage rather than the advantage that is there on the table. Massive shout to Rachel Weimark, who's in on the broadcast, who listens attentively to the things that we say on Breakfast and Business and has gone and implemented them. Rachel, if you're happy for me to share your results here, then I will. But Rachel has had some incredible results by taking action on things that we've talked about here on Breakfast and Business. And I'm not saying this to compare any of you, but I'm saying this to reinforce the importance of why you need to take action rather than just sit and listen to these things. It is about imperfect action and moving your business in the right direction. If Rachel's happy for me to share, I think it's really going to be a big impact for you, because some people think, oh, well, it's just this and it's just that. But the impact of small amounts of action that you take on a regular, consistent basis can absolutely blow up your business. So Rachel shared, thank you so much, Rachel. Rachel shared with us in our mentoring group this week that she's actually listened to some of the stuff that we've talked about. She's gone and put it into practice, and she's in one follow-up that she did, because we were talking about money left on the table. She went and took action, revisited someone she was already doing business with, because that was the nature of what we were talking about, and she closed $8,000 of new business by doing what we had said. So what action have you taken? Let's look at the last 3 weeks. We've talked about money and how to set up your money situation, money on the table, taking payments, reducing fees. What action have you taken, or haven't you? Has it all been lovely and you've learned lots, but you haven't put it into practice? Now be honest, because if you haven't, now is the second best time to do it. If you didn't take action then, now is the second best time to do it. Now, Rachel does this on a consistent basis, and in our mentoring call, she actually closed business during the mentoring call. We'd had, I think it was 3 lots of new business that you'd already closed this week, and then whilst we're there, we could see her getting excited on camera. She was actually closing business on the call. So absolutely massive congratulations to Rachel for taking that action. Now, when she first took that follow-up call, of course, she's never done it before, because it's a new idea she's putting into practice to chase the money that's left on the table. So of course it's going to be an imperfect action, but an $8,000 result off the back of an imperfect action, not a bad kickback, not a bad return on investment for embracing the technology, embracing the idea and moving forwards. It's something new, same as Breakfast and Business is designed to do. The platforms give you new features and functionality all the time. If you don't use them, you are also leaving money on the table. So be more like Rachel today and take that action on the things that you learn. If today you're not embracing the features and functionalities of a platform because you're scared, get over it. And that's not in a nasty way. The fact is, if it's new, nobody knows how to do it. I live in a world of digital marketing and social media experts where everybody's going to tell you they know everything about a new feature or functionality in a platform. And the reality is they're still stumbling along the way. They might be a couple of steps ahead of you. And the reality is they've got in. Some of them might be beta testing, so they might have seen it for longer, but they're in and they're still learning. If a tool or a platform has new functionality, the reality is people are learning along the way. Now, sharing it whilst they're learning is great, but remember that nobody's an expert. When something is brand new, only the people who've developed it really know and understand it. And quite often, even then, they've built something that they're allowing the users to shape the future of. Same with Facebook Live. They launched it. They want to see how people used it, what they used it for. They had a roadmap for it, but of course, it will change and innovate over time. Have you noticed during Facebook Live, I'm pretty sure it's live on my Facebook page. If you're watching anywhere else, you might want to jump and check this out, because you can do it during the live. You can look at the bottom of the video and there's a new menu bar at the bottom that gives you the option to, when you join a live, watch from the beginning, watch while it's live, and to jump backwards and forwards within the video. So if you miss something I say, you can jump back 10 seconds. And then you can catch back up with the live. New features, new functionalities. Use them, test them, and take imperfect action. It's going to help you move your business forwards. So my mum claiming, where are we? Up here. Mum is an action taker. We know this because she launched her Isle of Wight live channel, which is all about the things going on the Isle of Wight. that's community things, that's charitable things, that's helping local businesses. And when she went to go live, this is a really good example of this. And thanks for being a case study for this, Mum. Is she said, she looked at me, she said, where am I going to go live? And I said, well, Isle of Wight live page. She said, but I've got no one there. Here's how that sits. Listen really carefully to this because it's so important. There's nobody there. It was a brand new Facebook page, and Mum went live, and during that first broadcast, 1,000 people had tuned into that broadcast. Why? Because the new features and functionality meant that video, because it was new features and functionality, went out into Facebook Watch, which meant other people had seen it. She also is good at encouraging people to share and interact, and that interaction and sharing and commenting and all of that good stuff that we talked to you about meant that other people saw it and came and joined the broadcast. So you don't need to have it perfect. You don't need to know everything. You just need to take imperfect action and start taking those first steps. You can only build a wall by laying each individual brick as best as it can be laid, and that will ultimately end in the big result of an amazing, well-built wall. And the same is true of your business. If you want to build an amazing business, do each individual step as best as you can with the tools and the opportunities that you have for your business. Build it one step at a time. Have a big vision, put the plan in place, but make sure that you're taking consistent, regular action. That action might be imperfect action, but take action regularly and consistently in order to move your business forward in the right direction. I hope you guys have found this one useful. It's so important to understand that new features and functionalities, nobody's an expert. Don't let pride get in your way, and they are going to be preferenced with the algorithms of the platform to give you more reach, more visibility, and to help you get in front of a new audience. So here we go. Take imperfect action today. Embrace the new features and functionalities of the platforms as they come out. Don't let pride get in your way. Take small steps, get involved, test it, try it, learn along the way, and start to understand you need to love the process. The new features and functionality within platforms and tools are going to help you to build your business. They're going to help you to increase your reach and your visibility, and they're going to make you get in front of a new audience. They're going to open up new opportunities. They're going to raise that visibility, increase your reach, and do exactly what this week's topic is. If you're not using Instagram Reels, but you are using Instagram, go check out Instagram Reels. If you want to know how to do it, go check out Sarah Moore from 11 Lights Media on YouTube, has done a whole video around this. So go to YouTube, search for 11 Lights Media, and watch how to use Instagram Reels, and she'll talk to you candidly about how she's increased her reach and visibility using Instagram Reels. She's done an amazing tutorial breaking that down, talking you through all the elements and why it's there, and reinforcing what I'm telling you today, that it will increase your reach and visibility because it's a new feature and functionality for Instagram. So go check that out as well, and get involved. Test it, try it. Don't worry about getting it wrong. Get involved and take that imperfect action today to grow your business. Kezabel is in agreement that definitely business is one step at a time. Again, you might have this dream of a massive thing that you're going to achieve within your business, but everything is a step at a time. You might take those steps quicker than other people, but take one step at a time to grow your business. That's it for another Breakfast and Business. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, wherever you're tuned in, whether that was Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, Twitch. It doesn't matter where you are. You're all important. It also doesn't matter whether you were live or on the replay. Please do let us know in the comments if you haven't already, if you were live or on the replay, also where you're tuning in from, and then take action and pass this on to other people. Let's help everyone understand the importance of taking on the new features and functionalities of platforms to raise our reach and visibility for our businesses and brands. And let's go and take action, just like Rachel did and got those amazing results from one small action. I want you to take one small action every day from Breakfast and Business. Remember, we do it Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. UK time. So come get involved live or catch us on the replay. Even if you're on the replay, get involved in the comments. Hit the share button, invite some people, each one teach one. Every time you learn something, pass it on to someone else. All that's left for me to say this morning is thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. Slightly longer than usual, but I love spending time with you guys. And when the conversation flows, I just want to keep adding for you guys. So keep asking questions, keep getting actively involved, and I'll keep answering those questions for you. Thank you so much for being a part of an amazing community of business owners taking action every morning, Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. UK time. You're all incredible. If you want to connect with me anytime outside of this broadcast, you can find me across all the socials as ImTristanG. Please do connect with me, jump in my inbox, comment on the stuff I'm putting out. Let's have a conversation. Let's get you the help that you need. But for Breakfast and Business, that's it for today. This week is all about raising your reach and visibility for your business or brand. Lots of topics throughout the week. Cannot wait for tomorrow. If you're tuned in now, do not miss tomorrow's live. Some absolutely incredible, it's my favorite topic around this is celebrating friends. So please tune in 8 a.m. If you can't make it, then get on the replay and make sure that you consume it and that you pass it on to other people. Let's make the world a better place. But for this Breakfast and Business, we are done. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Take care, and I will see you guys again at 8 a.m. tomorrow.